Welcome to Living History Channel. Be sure to subscribe and like so you don't miss out on more videos like this one.
A new scientific reconstruction reveals how a man from 1st century Judea may have looked with darker skin, coarse hair, and strong features shaped by climate and culture, not myth or miracle.
Today, Disneyland stands as a pillar of American tourism, but when it first opened, visitors stepped into something unreal, a living dream where imagination finally had a physical place. On this day in 1233, the siege of Kaifeng ended with the fall of the Jin capital, marking a decisive Mongol victory after years of war, early artillery use, and brutal trench fighting that reshaped East Asian history. A nearly 2,000-year-old Roman gold ring was found near Rome, engraved with a lifelike portrait inside rock crystal. Light bends through the carving, creating a striking three-dimensional illusion of a mother remembering her son. Rumors from Russia's Ural Mountains tell of a Soviet-era expedition that allegedly found a strange metallic object, unlike any known technology. With no evidence ever confirmed, the so-called Ural relic remains a Cold War mystery. This strange dinosaur once roamed the mountains of Morocco, carrying long, spike-like structures around its neck, each as long as a golf club. These features may have been used for display, defense, or regulating body temperature. In February 2007, archaeologists in Valdaro, Italy, uncovered two skeletons locked in an embrace, a man and a woman, together for over 6,000 years. In 1989, Costa Rican fisherman Chito Shedden rescued a shot crocodile, named it Pocho, and formed a bond so strong they swam together for over 20 years. This is what a Neanderthal looked like, a human relative who lived from 130,000 to 40,000 years ago, adapted to Ice Age Europe and known for their robust build and survival skills. Golden Gate Bridge was an engineering marvel of its time, yet few could have imagined it would one day be hailed as one of the modern wonders of the world. If you are a fan of classic Hollywood films, you have probably seen the roaring lion in the opening scenes. Above, the lion is captured as the logo for Goldwyn Studios, later becoming Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer. This appears to be the first photograph taken of Hitler's underground bunker after his death. According to a famous saying, those who go to Paris are either in love or fall in love there. The Eiffel Tower is the symbol of Paris, and it is hard to imagine the city without it. It is fascinating to see what Paris looked like when the tower was being built. This might be one of those rare images we've never seen, the famous Hoover Dam in the United States before it was filled with water. This photo highlights a fascinating fact. The Statue of Liberty was built in Paris, and the way such a massive statue was transported to the United States is truly remarkable. This image shows George Washington, one of the 4 U.S. presidents carved into Mount Rushmore, alongside Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln. To grasp the scale of these carvings, compare the size of Washington's head to the workers at the site. Do not be mistaken. This is not the famous Abbey Road album cover flipped. It shows the Beatles crossing a pedestrian line. In 2012, this photo was sold at auction for $25,000. Hard to imagine that a global supermarket empire started from such a simple shop. Above is the first color photo referenced so far. Not all Titanic passengers perished. Above, some survivors are seen aboard the RMS Carpathia, the first ship to come to their rescue. Ironically, the Carpathia itself sank in 1918 during World War I. Now that we mentioned the Titanic, here is an image of the iceberg that caused the sinking of this luxurious ship. It is famously known as the iceberg that sank the Titanic. Charles Duke, Apollo 16 astronaut, left this family photo on the moon in 1972. It was protected with layers to keep it safe over time. This photo needs no explanation. We all know how this team went on to transform the internet and our modern lives, and likely will continue to do so, right? This image, taken in 1894, was first published in April 1895 by Century magazine as part of the article Tesla Oscillator and Other Inventions by T.C. Martin. Twain regularly visited Nikola Tesla's lab in the 1890s and volunteered there, witnessing tests of Tesla's mechanical oscillator. Roland was a massive 1,814-kilogram walrus who lived at the Berlin Zoo from the late 1920s until World War II. In this striking display of human-animal interaction, the photo shows Roland being washed with snow by his trainer. This photo, taken between 1928 and 1929, shows Jackie, the famous MGM lion, with a cameraman and sound engineer inside a soundproof booth recording him. In this perilously close and surprisingly intimate setting, trainers often provoked Jackie to roar, so close that a single attack could have put everyone at serious risk. A monk carefully crosses a chain bridge at Yunyangsi, China, also known as the Cloud Cliff Temple, in 1930. One chain serves as a narrow walkway, the other as a handrail. Albert Einstein and his wife Elsa photographed in 1931 at Hopi Mesa, not as part of Hopi culture, but staged for tourists at the El Tovar Hotel, Grand Canyon. The headdress and pipe were Plains Native American props. A 1938 photo shows a Hawaiian fisherman carrying a torch made of kukui nuts, practicing the traditional torch fishing method to hunt octopus and reef fish in shallow waters. A 1923 photo by Harry Burton shows the doors of the fourth shrine in Tutankhamun's tomb being opened, capturing the moment before the stone coffin was revealed, guarded by winged protective deities. This early 20th century photo shows the Ainu people of northern Japan, whose language nearly vanished by the 1980s, with no known native speakers today. This photo shows the plane wreckage on HMS Sussex from July 22, 1945, when a Japanese kamikaze hit the British battleship, causing only minor damage. This 1923 photo shows two Protective Garment Corporation salesmen in New York testing their lightweight bulletproof vest in front of astonished Washington, D.C. police officers. French knife sharpeners, nicknamed yellow bellies, would lie on their stomachs to work and ease back pain, often placing dogs on their legs for warmth in cold, damp workshops. Construction of the Brooklyn Bridge took 14 years and involved over 600 workers. Yet many don't know it claimed numerous lives. Over 20 men died from falls, debris, or caisson disease. This photo, by Eugene de Salignac, shows painters hanging from the bridge cables with no safety equipment. This photo, taken in the early 1900s at the Los Angeles Alligator Farm in Lincoln Heights, California, shows a baby in a cage among young alligators. While it may seem shocking today, such close encounters with these reptiles were once considered harmless family entertainment. In 1943, Nikola Tesla, then 86 years old, was photographed for the last time. The famous scientist passed away that same year on January 7th due to a coronary artery blockage. After spending his final years in isolation, Tesla's lifeless body was discovered 2 days later in room 3327 of the New Yorker Hotel. Before the dangers of radioactivity were known, many women worked as radium girls, painting watch dials with luminous radium, often suffering radiation poisoning, anemia, cancer, and jaw decay. 101 Dalmatians premiered in January 1961, marking a shift from Disney's earlier animated films by focusing on realism over magic, leading to a successful media franchise with TV series and live-action remakes. Seen here is a bustling Paris street market in 1920. After World War I ended in 1918, and before the Great Depression, France enjoyed economic growth, helping Paris rise as a center of trade, art, music, literature, and cinema. Charles Kalha, a Hawaiian surfer, is seen in 1898 at Waikiki Beach carrying one of the last traditional alaya surfboards. Made of koa wood, heavy and finless, these boards relied on sharp edges to ride waves. The Steam Man, invented in 1868 by American creators Zadok P. Diederich and Isaac Grass, was designed to pull a small carriage using steam from a boiler in its chest. Once famous, it was later dismissed as a hoax. Jack Bonavita, a circus performer and animal tamer, poses calmly during his famous comfort chair act, surrounded by 13 lions obeying his command. He later worked with polar bears, a choice that proved fatal. In 1934 Beijing, students practiced walking in wooden clogs during a performance class. Popular in festivals and stage training, the skill was taught to both young boys and girls for comic and martial roles. In 1898, crowds of miners climbed the frozen Chilkoot Trail during the Klondike Gold Rush. Nearly 100,000 people chased fortune, hauling supplies step by step toward the Yukon goldfields. In August 15, 1969, Swami Satchidananda addresses a vast crowd at the Woodstock Music and Art Fair, offering a prayer for peace and unity during the Vietnam War, as thousands listen in silence. A massive oil slick ignites at a shipyard along the Cuyahoga River in November 1952, flames racing across docks and destroying tugboats. An overlooked disaster later reused to show the river burning again. Seen from the torch looking downward, the Statue of Liberty reveals a rare perspective. After the Black Tom explosion on July 30, 1916, structural damage forced officials to permanently close the torch to visitors. During World War I, over 1 million Indian soldiers served overseas. Nearly 74,000 died, often facing machine guns and poison gas without proper training or equipment, revealing the heavy human cost of modern warfare.
Thanks for watching. I'm always hunting for lost photos and untold stories. Got a time period in mind? Let me know in the comments.